Hey, Shalom, Marcus, this is Rakam Akapash from James London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chachadash. We're going to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole Let's preaching truth and not sincerity. Back again with another video. This has been inspired by this article here, right, from the JC, right? I ain't going to read the title, you can see it, right? You know, just because of the sensitive nature, you know, for these algorithms, right? So, yeah, you know, this is all about, you know, our new Prime Minister here in the UK, okay, Liz Truss, right, and they wanted to ask us some questions, or you know, the discussing some things to do with the Jays, right, and I found something interesting, and I thought, you know, I thought I'd share it, man, and I just, you know, you can see like these prophecies playing out, man, right, and I wanted to scroll down here to, you know, the anti-Semitism part, right? And I'm gonna read it, and we're gonna get some scriptures, right? So this is this trust certainly seems to be well briefed on the issues, saying she was absolutely appalled by last month's JC survey, revealing that anti-Semitic incidents in schools have tripled in the past 5 years. She was particularly disturbed to read that the J children have been hissed after attending classes on the H there, right? As soon as I heard this, I was like, wow, like, why? Why are they being hissed at? What reason would someone have to hiss at them? Right, of all things, to hiss. Right, and this is in school, right? And I'm gonna be honest, like back when I was at school, you know, we didn't have many of them around in our school, from what I can remember, right? But you know, and I didn't know too much about them. But yeah, we have our RE classes, which is religious education. Like, so you learn a little about, you learn the typical things about them, what's what's supposed to have happened to them and all this kind of stuff, right? But there was never no need, like, to kind of treat them badly or anything like that, man. I mean, yeah, they look funny, but that was really all about it, right? The only reason, like, we're far more educated now. I'm talking about us men in the truth, right? We're far more educated about these guys than we ever was at school. Like, we know all the dodgy shit, right? So, some man that might have a case, or we have cases now, right? But back at school, you didn't know shit. So what is it these children? Why are they doing what they're doing? What do they know? I still don't know shit. You know, is it just because they look funny? I don't know. But it's never really like that. Uh, you know, back at school. So to me, this sounds a bit peculiar, a bit odd. And of all things, they're being hissed at, right? So automatically, when I first heard that, I thought about the scriptures, like, oh, hissing, and the scripture said that enemies would be hissed at, man. All right, but just to carry on reading before I get the scriptures here, it says she was particularly disturbed to read that the J children have been hissed after attending classes on the H, with many staff not knowing what this means. Like, not even the teachers knew what was going on, what it meant, and I bet not. Like, I bet these majority of people don't know what the hell it meant, what the hell it means. Slovakia, but none of them do really. Right? It says there have to be mandatory policies in place, and we need to make sure staff are educated to understand that. On the other hand, the rise of anti-Semitism isn't only a problem for schools. We have to eradicate it in our wider society as well. So I want to see the scourge of anti-Semitism eradicated. This means driving it out from our culture, starting with the schools. She has spoken out about campus anti-Semitism. I can't talk this morning, man. Slovakia. Right, but yeah, that one paragraph, man, that's all I really wanted. Like, And I wanted to grab this one, Joel 27. Let me see. I'm going to read from verse 13 here, right? Joel 27, verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. Right? Esau fits that bill to a T right now, right? He is the wicked, right? And he is a history of being an oppressor, right? And it goes on to say, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Okay, we know the Lord is going to destroy these people, right? Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver, right? So right now, Esau, he's got himself a great kingdom with great wealth and great power, that he's amassed during his rulership, but he's going to lose all of that, man, and that's going to be given over to us, right? When the Lord returns, okay, because we're going to be the next rulers, right? It says, verse 18, he buildeth his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth, and as a storm hurleth him out of his place. For God shall cast upon him, and not spare. He would fain flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. Right? So what does this mean? Because right now it says that the Lord men shall clap their hands at him. The Most High is going to make men clap their hands at him and shall hiss him out of his place. So they're going to hiss at him. Right? And this is what's happening to Esau, beginning with these Amalekites. Okay, that's what these so-called Jays are, right? They're Amalekites of the tribe of Edom. Or the nation of Edom. Okay. And yeah, they're being hissed at, man. The Lord has put this spirit on certain kids of all things, right? To be hissing at them, right? But this is going to be done in a bigger way as time goes on, man, when they're destroyed, right? But what does this really mean, right? So, going to the blue letter, same chapter and verse, right? Men shall cut their hands at him and shall hiss him out of his place. Right, let's go to the video. Right. So that's Sharok, right? And it says to his whistle pipe. Okay, not much there, right? This is primitive root, properly to be shrill, i.e. to whistle or hiss, as a call or in scorn. Right? We know they're not being called because he says they're going to hiss him out of his place. So they're not coming in. Okay, they're going out. Right? And if you come down here, okay, you get a better idea of what's going on, right? It says to hiss the whistle. And if you come down a little bit, towards the bottom, you can see a letter B here. And it says in mockery. So the Lord is mocking them. The Lord has put the spirit on them to be mocked. Right? That's what's happening right now. Okay, they shall hiss him out of his place. The Lord is mocking them. Because the Lord is taking them out of power. Okay? Taking their place out of the earth. Right? And translation comparison. Right? The NLT says, but everyone jeers at them and mocks them. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay, that's what's happening to these guys at the schools. Right? So these scriptures are playing out upon them. Now, this is something that did happen to the children of Israel, in past times when we was going off. Right? And the Lord had to jack us up. Right, but we know the scriptures speak about putting these curses upon our enemies. You know, in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7 says, "The Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." Right? Now, all these guys, you know, these small hats, right? They've had their hand in our captivity, man. Okay, a great hand in their captivity, right? They're the financiers, right, of our captivity, right? So they have definitely oppressed us, right? Definitely persecuted us, right? But now these curses are falling upon them, right? Because ain't nobody hissing at us. They might look down upon us, man, but ain't no one hissing at us. You know, it's Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. So I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Okay. You know, the 12 tribes of Israel were really meant to be poor, right? We don't have tangible wealth, right? But we do have intangible wealth, okay, which is this truth and these promises, right, that have been given to us. That's why I said, but thou art rich. So even though we're in poverty, we are rich. Right? It says, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Right? These men are our enemies, the adversary. That's what the word Satan means, adversary. Right? They oppose us, man. Alright? Oh, just quickly before I move on, right? There's something else I thought was quite interesting, actually, in this verse here. Going back to the interlinear, right? It says, well, let me reverse this. It says, men shall clap their hands at him, right? I wanted to see what that meant, like clap their hands, right? Nah, what are you that for? You know, just a possibility, right? Right? So, what's that? Sapak. Yeah. Okay, so it means to clap or slap, right? To slap, chastise, splash, throw up, right? So in the sentence now, or in the verse, 1 second. Slap face. Oh, I didn't check this out last time. It says to smite, especially to strike upon the fire, a sign of indignation and also of lamenting. To strike hands together as in indignation, right? So you can slap your hands together. So it might literally mean, you know, clapping man out, you know, you know, like you would if he was embarrassing somebody, you know. Yeah, well done, mate. Well done, well done, well done. Taking the piss out of them, but you know, but the other thing, what I was thinking was it's kind of fitting. It's more chastising thing, right? To strike, right? It says to strike. There's slightly different meaning in that one. But basically the slapping thing, right? Because we see some of these small hats getting slapped up from time to time, right? Just randomly, right? The Lord just got random people coming up and slapping them up a bit, you know, hitting them up. Just random ones, right? And you think like what caused that situation? Why did they bother do that? You know, the Spirit of the Lord is out there, like he's stalking them, man. He's just tormenting them. You know, these men can't. You know, they don't feel safe, man. The Lord just, you know, fulfilling His word upon him and just mocking them. You know, so I thought that was kind of interesting. You know, because we do see that, right? Not that they're being persecuted in mass tonight, but the Lord just got some random people coming up and just doing things from time to time, man. But they're hissing and clapping at them. You know. Anyway, let's go back to where I was, right? Revelation chapter 3 verse 9 says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Right, so we know these guys are not, you know, what they say they are. You know, these are enemies of the children of Israel. Okay, the real children, right? And the Lord is putting these curses upon our enemies, man. All right, that's why these things happen. Like, all this hissing business. Like, where did that come from? Like, how would they even, because you could say, oh yeah, maybe they know the scriptures, so they thought, oh, it was some group some children that knew the scriptures. And none of that makes any sense to me, man, because these children don't know shit. Let's be honest. All right, like, why would they just start hissing at them? It's a bit weird, right? But it's only through the spirit, man. That's why it's going on. The Lord is doing it. The Lord is making a mockery of them. You know. This is John Jeremiah chapter. Hold on. I mean, yeah, Jeremiah 49. I'm gonna start from verse 15, right? It says, "For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men." Right, that's what the Lord is doing. All right. Let me just. Right, so if you read from verse 7, you see the context speaking about Edom, right? Esau, Edom, and Amalek is of the nation of Edom. Okay, the head tribe in Edom. Right. This is For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Right? Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that hold the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as an eagle, I will bring you down from thence, saith the Lord. Right? Esau sitting on top right now. Esau doing all kinds of shit. Esau got his space stations up in the heavens. He set his nest up on high. Right? The Lord has been bringing him down. Right? This is also Eden shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished. Right? So eventually, when America, because this is where he's really focusing on, okay, these Edomites in America, right? When they should be destroyed, right? It says that also Eden shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished. Right? When America falls, man, everyone's gonna be in shock. Okay? And shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Okay, they're gonna try and rebuke those plagues, like no. But it's done. They're gonna be upset, but it's done. Right? So as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Right? So this is, like I said, speaking about the land of America, man. And people are gonna hiss at that. In what's the word I'm looking for? In displeasure, for lack of words, right? And again here, Jeremiah 50 verse 11, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, Esau, right? In this time, because ye are grown as fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Okay, and what this is speaking about is Great Britain, because America came out of Great Britain, right? Britain is that mother of America, right? But it shall be wholly desolate, every one. One second, where was I? So like in verse 12 again, your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Okay, again, speaking about the land of America. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it should be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. All right. So the Lord has this hissing thing surrounding these Edomites, man, and their destruction. The Lord is really just mocking them. And this last one of Jeremiah 51 verse 37. And Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, and astonishment, and an hissing without an inhabitant. Okay, this is what the hissing is. Right, the Lord mocking your destruction that's coming, man. You know. So that's what it is, man. So I just find it funny. You know. I thought I'd share it, man. So, you know, that's it though. So Lord willing, this is edifying. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So till next time, I say shalom.